Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we get started with today's pick a card, I have a quick question for you. I would like to know, I'm going to do a pick a card every single month. Would you like me to do it based on a lunar cycle or based on a Gregorian calendar? So we can either do new moon to new moon, like what is this cycle, this lunar phase, bring it into your life, what do you need to know, that kind of thing. Or would you like to do it by the Gregorian month, May, June, July, whatever. Leave me a comment below, and whichever one gets the most comments is the one that I'm going to do moving forward. Today, however, it's going to be a lunar reading, so it'll be what is this new moon and this lunar cycle bring it into your life, or what do you need to know, or whatever comes through, whatever information. It's just a general reading for you for this cycle or phase or whatever you may need to know. So I've got 3 Jasper cubes here. Pick your Jasper cube and we will get started. All right, if you chose the first Jasper cube, this pretty light green, marbly, wonderful beautifulness, this will be your reading. All right, I'm gonna give you one heads up if you're new here or if you haven't heard me speak about this before. The camera I'm using to record on only records 20 minutes at a time. And I basically have a timer on my phone. We have 10 minutes left. And then you'll probably hear a ding, or I'll cut it out. But if it cuts abruptly, it's because I had to go reset the camera. Just FYI. Also, if you're new to picking cards, which I doubt you are, but you know, it's gotta be somebody's first sometime, right? This will not, or may not, entirely 100% resonate with you. That's because it is for a group of people, all with a theme. Take what resonates with you, and don't worry about the rest. All right. Today we're just asking what information you need regarding this particular lunar phase. This is the Light Seers Tarot. I will link all the decks I'm using down below. They will all be affiliate links. If you purchase from them, I will receive a small commission. Doesn't change the price, but I appreciate it. Just for the sake of transparency. Okay. It looks like there is an inevitable collapse that you absolutely already know about. This is not news to you. It's uncomfortable and it is deeply affecting your questioning, your beliefs about yourself or constructs. There's a delay in, sorry, it's always a little slow when I get started. I'm just trying to feed into it for a second. It's a lot. First of all, you have the Tower reversed, right? Tower reversed is going to be, there's a couple ways to read it, but in this particular instance, the way that I'm reading it is that there's a collapse of a specific area of your life or something specifically in your life. But it's something that you knew was coming. Like, it's not a shocker. Like a tower moment is usually when there's an unexpected collapse. But with the tower in reverse, sometimes I read that as a collapse you already knew was coming. It's not so unexpected. It's still equally uncomfortable, but you're aware of it. That's being clarified by the 6 of Swords in reverse. Which just feels like a delay. It's like this collapse is causing delays with things that just you have a Knight of Wands and an Ace of Wands and a Nine of Wands, and there's this almost underlying current of like an inspiration, like a project, like a fiery passion that there's a lot of doubt about. You have this Eight of Swords being clarified by the High Priestess, and it's like you have all these doubts and these limiting beliefs and these thoughts, and the collapse is making this worse. This thing that's falling apart in your life, this one thing, is causing you to question more about the doubts you already have surrounding this inspiration, and this spark, this there's this passion that's igniting, but there's a lot of conflict around it. Um, Possibly for some of you, breakup involved, only because the Ace of Wands is being clarified. It's with the Justice in reverse, and it's almost like a new passion is ignited throughout and also the bottom of your decks is the Ten of Cups in reverse, which shows conflict within the home. So to have a Tower, a conflict in the home, a Ten of Cups in reverse, a Justice in reverse, these are all kind of traditionally breakup-y combinations, but it doesn't feel like it's the emphasis of it, so I don't think it's going to be the pervasive theme for everyone involved. But for some of you, that is going to be the case, but it's almost like a spark or passion is ignited because of it, like because of that loss, or because of that pain. Now, the overall important messages here, the one that stands out the strongest is that you have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is all about your intuition. It's all about kind of, in this particular deck, the way it's showcased is it shows, this is the Light Series Tarot. There's the High Priestess with her eyes closed, but you can still see her eyes through her eyelids, and then there's a highlight on her third eye. It's about your psychic intuition and knowing, which is being clarified underneath your Eight of Swords, which is where your limiting beliefs are. It's also right next to your Knight of Wands, which is this kind of new, passionate messages or it doesn't feel like messages. It just feels like you have a passion ignited and a passion towards pursuing something. And you have to trust your inner knowing. That's like the number one message within this first set of cards I'm playing out, is that you have got to trust your inner knowing. And you have the Nine of Wands here, which is about kind of perseverance through opposition. So it's right next to the Five of Wands, which is all about kind of conflict. There is conflict throughout this process, and there's a message here for you to persevere and trust your inner knowing in regards to the passionate spark that you're suddenly going to find. And if you haven't found it yet, that is something that is going to come into fruition throughout this lunar cycle, where there's this ember within you that begins to grow into a newfound passion of sorts. I'm going to grab the Psychic Tarot Oracle and clarify further. Yeah. So this is based on tarot, but it's not actually tarot cards. They are named slightly differently, but they're named after essentially the meaning of the tarot card. There's no court cards either. Okay. So what we have is, in this deck it's called Patience, but it's actually Temperance. And you also have New Beginnings, which is the Fool card. You also have the Nine of Wands again. One of the reasons why I like to use multiple tarot decks, is because it allows me the possibility of emphasis and where to emphasize. This is the same card about perseverance, and because it came out again, and it came out on top of the already existing Perseverance, which is over that kind of divorce breakup card. It's a double emphasis for you to persevere. It's also in this deck specifically called spiritual strength. So it's asking for you not just to persevere within your normal life situation, but to really persevere with your spiritual strength and knowing your spiritual truth. And maybe that's where a lot of these questions are coming in. That's actually, now that I'm saying that, feels exactly fucking right. Let me hold on. As soon as I said those words, and then had to reset my cameras. As soon as I said those words, it felt really, really right. Like, I think part of what's questioning, part of these mental, so there's, earlier I was talking about the high priestess being clarified, or clarifying the, I got all wrapped up in moving the camera and stuff around. Eight of Swords is about these limiting beliefs and these constructs and being stuck in a mental prison, right? It's all about your mental prison. I think a lot of this has to do with questioning your spirituality. Like, perhaps for some of the people watching, maybe not all, but some of you, you're new to the spiritual path. You're freshly awakened, beginning to see the world differently, which naturally is going to cause collapses, tower moments and things. This is what happens. It's the nature of the beast. But, and you have the Fool here as well for new beginnings. Throughout that process, it can be very, very easy for you to start to question whether or not the things you're thinking are absolutely fucking crazy. It's not crazy. You're okay. Persevere. Have spiritual strength and fortitude throughout this process. You also have the throat chakra, which is about speaking your truth. And I will say one side note about speaking your truth that I think might be important. And that is that if, when you are about to speak your truth, you feel upset in any way, it's not your truth, it's a trigger, okay? When you speak an authentic truth, it should come from a place of peace and love. If you're going up to somebody and you're like, I'm about to tell you my truth, and that truth is aggressive or against them, it's not your truth, it's just your wound that you would like to express. There is a need here for you to express yourself honestly and authentically. Just be careful when you do so that it's actually out of consideration and love, and not just you projecting your triggers outwardly. I'm going to pull some more tarot. I will pull some oracle cards. The other thing I want to say too is you have the Ace of Wands, which is about an ignited passion, but aces are never guarantees. That's the way I always interpret them. Aces are opportunities. They're opportunities for new things. Aces are always new. They're fresh, but they are opportunities. So there's an opportunity here to freshly ignite, or to ignite a passion. Don't miss it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, all right. We're a little aggressive, guys. Wow, these are good cards. Put that back in there. So we have 3. Can you just be a little less aggressive would be great, but okay. Okay, all right. Aggressive. Doesn't feel relevant. Okay. I don't even know why these are still here. It just feels right. I'm feeling very, how do I feel? Discombobulated. Discombobulated and a little disorganized. Typically when I start reading cards, if you're new here, and I start reading cards, I start to feel whatever is happening. So for you, it's just a general, I feel just generally disorganized and discombobulated, and like I just someone just spun me around. And I'm like, I don't know what's up and down. All right, these cards are pretty good. There's one alarm, but you have the Sun, you have the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and then you also the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is the only one that alarms me at all. It feels like so very discombobulated. I feel like it wasn't that bad until I got into the second pull. I don't know what's happening. All right, anyways. Knight of Swords is, like, when I look at this pile, my immediate feeling, like I'm immediately drawn into this Knight of Swords that is just charging aggressively towards the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords characters, this is a trickster. This is a manipulator. This is a guy this guy is literally stealing swords and sneaking away from the camp of the soldiers. He's a thief, he's a trickster, he's a liar, he's a manipulator, he's a deceiver. Now, swords are all about thought and clarity and things like that. The Knight of Swords is very fast and rapid moving. This Knight of Swords feels like an Ace of Swords. It feels like clarity. It feels like you are going to obtain clarity on who this is. Not everyone in your life has your back. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting that there will be clarity in this month about who doesn't. Somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart. Now, what's confusing me about it is that it's right under the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the tarot. I'm going to clarify this is what I'm going to do. But you also have the Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, which is rapid movement towards like divinely guided situations. The Wheel of Fortune is all about, when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's like this is meant to be. Like there was nothing you could do to stop this. This was gonna happen, and it's beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune, when it's upright like this, is just like an incoming destined situation, always for the highest good. And it's being clarified by the King of Pentacles, which is all about like firm foundations, abundance, generosity. And it feels like this collapse is going to bring about a divinely guided situation that leads you to a much more firm and well-grounded place of your physical life being in a much more stable situation throughout your spiritual growth. It's also going to bring the awareness of who has your best interest at heart. And I still don't really know why we have a sun. I mean, other than it should bring happiness, but I don't know why the sun is... These cards are stiff as shit. Okay. This is a relatively new deck. This is the, what is it called? Field Tarot. It's really beautiful. Very stiff. Alright, we can clarify. Why is the sun with the 7? One more. One more. I want to be sure what I say. Please allow me to say what would be for the highest good of the most people involved. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key confused right now. All right, here's what I got. I'm gonna start rambling until it feels right. You have the Eight of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and Strength. Strength was the first one that came out. And when it first came out, the first thing I heard was that happiness is going to be delivered to you in some form or another to allow you the strength to persevere over the betrayal of this situation. Now, again, this is a pick a card. This is a general reading. This is not going to be fully resonating for every person involved. So please do not start seeking out a betrayer in your life. This is not necessarily for you. If you know it's for you, it's for you. That's how that works. That being said, you also have, this deck includes keywords, which I I'm just beginning to use this deck, but I'm kind of loving it. It has Despair, Vision, and Isolation. 8 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and 10 of Swords. The thing about the Ten of Swords is, Ten of Swords gets a bad rap. Ten of Swords, it looks like a terrible card. But I actually don't mind the Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is the last knife in your back. It's like, and now we're done, which makes perfect sense, because you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which is, it's all coming together now. The Wheel of Fortune is the 10th card in the Major Arcana. It is all about a completed cycle. The Ten of Swords is the final blow. You're incurring the final blow. You also had the Fool over here. You have that Tower, so definitely something uncomfortable and painful, but I feel the universe is delivering you something as a blessing for your perseverance and spiritual growth, to allow you more foundations and the strength to persevere over this particularly painful thing. And while you are going to incur some isolation, this is again the vision. We have a lot of that divine inspiration happening over here, all in regards to the new thing that you're inspired to do and be. And you have the Three of Wands to further accentuate. Nope, not what I wanted. English. I'm telling you, I'm so discombobulated. Exemplify. Nope. Damn it. Anyways. This is further... Fuck. Whatever. It's emphasizing. It's emphasizing. Further emphasizing that there's a born new vision happening within you, within this lunar cycle, for a new passion and inspiration, which is actually very exciting. I feel very excited about it. Just also very discombobulated and stressed. And I feel like that's kind of your energy this cycle, where you're like, I'm excited. I'm also very sad. I'm a little upset. I'm discombobulated, but I'm excited. That's what it feels like. It just feels like kind of a lot, which makes sense. It is a new moon in Aries. Oh, and the bottom of the deck was Ace of Cups. And I feel like that's kind of where that can be new love, but it's not. This none of this feels like new love. This is about you learning to fill your own cup, and the universe allowing you to fill your cup up a bit more, to give you more happiness, to strength, to persevere over. It's like that. There's just a little bit more perseverance that has to happen. The Nine of Wands, right? That's the perseverance card that you got twice. It's a 9. 10 is the completion of a cycle. It's like you just have to go a little bit further, and I think this cycle is it. It definitely is, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is about the completion of a cycle. I'm going to grab you some oracle cards, and that's where I think a lot of nice, clear, concise, clarifying messages will come in for you guys. But so far, generally what we got here is speaking your truth authentically, not through wounds and triggers, having spiritual strength, to allow yourself the inner knowing to unravel the mental prison you're in, and have the strength and perseverance to overcome this last hurdle, which is the completion of a cycle, which is going to bring you greater foundations, and more abundance and happiness. There's the new inspired passion. Let's grab you some oracle cards. That's a summary of what we got so far. Okay, just throw things. It's fine. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, all right. Let me just... Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. This is the Moonology deck by Yasmin Bowen. Love her. Love her book. I'll also link that below if you're interested. It's all about moon manifestation. You have full moon and Sagittarius, which is look at the bigger picture. I think that's very true with the situation, because it's the final... My brain just started going, the final countdown. Like, that's just what happened when I said it. Anyways, sorry. You guys got me all fucked up. Anyways, the bigger picture. It's one more hurdle you have to get through, and then the new cycle begins. You've got the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. This is a beautiful new cycle happening for you. Just this little tiny bit you have to get through. You also have you're very close to achieving your goals. Again, you're almost through to the completion of this cycle. It also has a new one in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So take that how you want to. I don't really see a whole lot in here. There's the justice reversed, but it could be a little bit of imbalance happening. You do have temperance here as well. So make sure that you have even exchanges happening in your life and you're not taking too much, or maybe it'll allow you to fulfill somebody else's cup, will allow you to fulfill your own cup better. This is the Fairy Oracle. I have never used this in a reading until right now. So I'm very excited about this. This is new to me. I usually use unicorns, but today I'm using fairies because that felt like the thing to do. The first one is come together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. Okay. What else do we have? Look in a book and music. Okay. Find the people who are in your highest alignment. Yes, it's true that not everyone has your best interests at heart, but some people really, really do. And we all have our own spirit tribe, our own soul tribe. If you would like, you can join. This is a shameless plug, honestly. It just came to me. I have a Facebook group. It's pretty cool. There's a bunch of us in there. We're pretty awesome. Link below if you would like to join us. We will always support our tribe members. Next one is look in a book. And this is just about reading to look for messages. Whatever questions you have, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring you the insight you seek. Maybe that Moonology book I recommended would be a good one to purchase, or whatever. If you have a book on your shelf that you've been putting off and you're like, I'm gonna read that book one day. The day has arrived. Read that book. Okay? Then you have music, which says to listen for messages in music. This is a common thing that occurs with me where when I'm going through my life, certain songs will be playing in a store or whatever that has significance to me, or that has a message very relevant to what it is that I'm doing. Your spirit, your whatever, the universe, what you want to believe in, whatever I call it, is asking you to be very mindful of the music that you hear and to be aware of messages that may be coming through them to assist you and guide you in your process. I'm also going to grab you some Lightworker cards. This is the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell, who is a fucking goddess. She also has a book that might be really good for you. It's called Work Your Light, and I absolutely love it. She has a book. It's called Rise Sister Rise, but I just bought it and I haven't read it yet, so I can't say that it's good or not. I'm sure it is because it's her, but I have no idea. The Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah, this is one of those things where you're entering this really big new cycle that it's really just destined. I know one's flipped. There it is. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Again, it's about that passion. There's some kind of passion that either you already know what it is, or it will come to you this lunar cycle. I'm talking too much. The passion and that's being sparked is really, really important, and it is divinely guided. This new beginning for you and this embarking on this endeavor that you're embarking on is very much guided, and you really need to follow it and listen for the messages and listen for the guidance to tell you how to go about it, because you are supported in its creation. That's what you really need to know. No more? That's what I thought. Okay. Blue Maria. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. That one put over two. Where did it go? An inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Very much. So this is all about whether or not, no matter what the thing that you're working on and creating is, it is actively assisting in the growth and development of our collective consciousness, whether you realize it or not. And you're also being asked to follow the guidance within your heart in the creation of this project. Yes, this reading started with a collapse. I think that is still a thing. Something is collapsing within your life, but it's really to birth something much more beautiful. The last cards I'm going to give you are, I just got this one and I've fallen in love with it. It is the Universe Has Your Back deck, which is so fitting considering we just discussed that matter. And this is a deck of affirmations, basically mantras, messages. They're messages from the universe, from your higher self, from whatever it is you want to believe in. written out in clear, non-confusing words to go directly into your ears. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. That's your first one. And that is such a fucking important lesson to have. Like, if you just trust the process, really, that's where miracles happen. There's a lot of content about manifesting miracles, but manifesting miracles is just trusting that they're going to come regardless. Knowing that there's a plan. Oneness is my true nature. That's some 5D shit right there. That is all about we're all interconnected. That's what I was saying earlier about whether or not you realize it, whatever project it is that you're embarking on is actually helping the collective consciousness, because everything you do affects everything else around you, because we are all entangled with one another. And the last one is I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yes, you're being asked to step up and start to step into your faith. And I do think that for the majority of people watching this particular reading, I would say I think you're newly awakened. May not be for all of you, but I think a lot of you are. And I think you're going through the process of trusting your inner guidance, leaning in on the universe, starting a whole new path where what you are embarking to create is supported and divinely guided, and you're finding that miracles can occur when you trust and know that following your higher self will create them and manifest those things within your life. So, if you enjoyed this reading, if it was helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want notifications. Yep, that's what I said. And also there's a Facebook group. And if you want to book a reading with me privately that's more specific to you, there's a link below for that as well. There's just links below. There's like a bunch of them. Just go check them out. That's the gist of what I'm saying. Just click all the buttons, okay? Okay. I wish you the best, wonderful lunar cycle. Best wishes on your journey. And I'll see you next video. All right, pile 2. If you chose the white Jasper cube, this is going to be your reading. I will tell you, I took a break between pile 1 and now, and I feel fantastic. I put sweatpants on. I put chapstick on. I rehydrated. I'm feeling great. If you, a couple things I should probably tell you right now is that, wow, get my shit together. I'm feeling too good. These sweatpants are making my life so good right now. So, my camera only records for 20 minutes at a time. And I have 17 of those minutes left. Now, this reading will be longer than that. So what's going to happen is at some point, you're going to hear a bell sound, and the camera's going to cut, and then it'll cut back to me again. That's because I'll have to reset everything. Reset the microphone, reset the camera. Alright, so, I have a fun shoulder back pain that wasn't there a few seconds ago, like a nerve pinch in my shoulder. So, I didn't do anything. I'm gonna assume that's one of you guys. I'm gonna get clarifiers pretty immediately, but it kind of looks like, my first impression is that it looks like you're spending an awful lot of time contemplating a missed opportunity in regards to a person, probably romantic in nature. There is a feeling like you're drowning in the this like heavy attachment shadow to a person. This looks very much like a heartbreak-ish relationship. Like you missed an opportunity to create a new foundation with a person and you can't stop thinking about that. You are literally just unable to even see what possible blessings you have in your life currently because you're kind of micro obsessed with thinking about this other thing. You want to go back. You want to backtrack. You want to start over. Like your heart's in pain, and oh God, Jesus. Finish what you started is the phrase that I'm hearing the phrase finish what you started. I don't even know. It's not even really a card here. It's just I'm literally hearing go back and finish what you started. I would normally read into this further, but I'm just going to start pulling clarifiers because it just feels like it's... I don't even know how to explain the way... It feels like it's hiding something. I don't even know. You've got death, third eye. In this deck it's called transformation, not called death. Third eye, the Three of Cups. There might be a third party involved. That's not going to resonate for everybody, okay? So, it's possible that either you... I don't even know why. Just... It's fucking weird. Alright, it's possible that you had almost wanted to have an affair, or that's not going to resonate for everybody, but it's possible that there's a third party involved somehow, some way. You also have the bottom of your deck was the Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords is also one of those three party cards. To have that also come out with the Three of Cups, which can be, but is not necessarily a third party card. The Three of Cups, left on its own devices, is kind of a card of celebration. But whenever I see the Three of Cups, and I also see any romantic cards, specifically, the Three of Swords, I tend to lean towards that. It also feels that way. But it does still feel very joyful. It's like somewhere in this triangle of fuckery, there is the opportunity for joy, which I wouldn't normally say in any triangle situation, but it does feel like somewhere in there that there's a possibility. Oh my God, the bottom of the deck is also the Three of Swords. Yeah, I would say there's a really good chance. Truth, yeah. Yep, okay. I think for a lot of you, this is going to be a third party situation kind of thing, and I think you are finally gaining clarity. So you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is just a bad bitch. Queen of Swords is the woman who she sees you. She's clear, she's concise, she's strategic. She has absolute clarity in what she's doing. She never does anything on accident, even when it looks like it. And she can be cold. And that's the energy that is existing over this missed opportunity for a firm foundation. It's like either that's the person with whom you missed an opportunity, or that's the feeling you have about it. Like you're finally clear and concise and strategically trying to figure out how to get yourself back to that situation, how to get yourself back and finish what you started. That's that phrase that keeps coming in. I'm just going to start pulling more tarot cards, actually. Normally I would read more, but that's what I got. That's what I got. There's a desire for a rebirth. There is definitely a desire to restart something. And there's also, you got the third eye as well. So I guess I am going to read the cards more. I get the third eye as well. And it's like you intuitively already see, understand, and know the path to your highest good. It's going to require a death, rebirth, transformation situation. And, but it can lead to joy. But it's heavy. It's like, there's an inability to see any positives in the state that you're in. It's almost like you just so, until this is handled. Yeah, and I just, as I said that, I looked down and it was the devil, which is about attachments. Karmic bonds, typically. When it comes to relationship matters, the devil usually refers to karmic bonds. And oftentimes, and then there's the, okay, yeah. So, it could be, this is going to be for everyone, okay? This is a very specific subgroup of the people watching. Of the people watching, there's a specific subgroup. Of that subgroup, some of you are in a karmic relationship that, you know, and this is, listen, if what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, it's not about you, so don't even fucking think about it, okay? If it resonates, and you know it's for you, it's for you. That's how simple this works, okay? If you're in a relationship that you know is karmic and that you know you have to leave, that's the situation, okay? Your happiness lies elsewhere. And then as I say that, Page of Cups, offer love elsewhere. Okay. Fun. Don't like what just happened there. Jesus. I'm sorry. I know it's a very offensive word to some people. I hope you know I don't mean it offensively. It's just reactionary for me. You have the Three of Swords again. That's Three of Swords. And it came out squished together with the Justice card, which is a typical breakup card. I'm putting these ones back though. I feel like I just needed those ones, not those ones. Yeah, so these come together. There is such a death, rebirth, Three of Swords, Three of Swords, Three of Swords, Three of Cups. You also have the Knight of Cups, which is about a message of love, incoming message of love, or you need to give a message of love. It's about new romance, but that's also under it's under the Moon card, which is can be about a lot of things. In this particular one, it just feels like shadows. I was just getting itchy. You also have the Hanged Man in reverse. Page of Swords and Strength in reverse. Let's clarify these, please. I'm not sure if that requires clarification, but let's fucking go for it anyways. There we go. Thank you. There it is. It's interference happening. That's what this is. When I first, I'm sure I'll cut it out in editing. Maybe I won't because I'm making the point now, but when I first started to pull your cards and I started to pull them, I just shuffled them back up and I was like, there's like static in it. And that's where, like, remember a minute ago when I said this feels like it's hiding something? This is gonna sound crazy to some people here. I get that, and I apologize to that subgroup, but there is some interference happening. It's like I can't even get a full clear. And I don't know if it's you, like you don't want me to, maybe, or I don't know. It's a weird pile. But my nose is itchy, and that usually only happens if I'm like dialed in. So I don't really know. Alright, so your Three of Swords Justice combination, which is a breakup-y thing, is clarified by the Three of Wands, which is it's like having a vision for your future. Wait, it's like amidst this heartbreak, there's a vision, right? That's next to the Hangman in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, all of these cards, especially all reverse, are going to be about delays, and there's a real sense of destitute. That's the word I have in my head now. Fear of becoming destitute, or being left out, or feeling the thing about it is you have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune here is in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse tells me always when I see it that you're on the precipice of a new cycle. You have the Death card here. You have transformation, rebirth. But I think that's a choice you're going to have to make in order to flip your Wheel of Fortune card. It's upside down. When you have the Wheel of Fortune card upright, that is a fresh, new, completed cycle, new cycle, and incoming blessings. Your Wheel of Fortune is reversed, which infers some delays, some blockages, and a need for some action or another. You also have the Hangman in reverse. There's a real mental, you need to switch your perspective on things. Feeling like you lack the strength to take the action that needs to be taken, and feeling like your dreams can't come true. So, as I was saying, there is a feeling like you don't have the strength to take the action that needs to be taken. And there's this inability to have follow through on account of your ego. Now, it's also possible this is the other person's situation that I'm referring to and not you. Someone in the situation is lacking the ability to have follow through on account of ego. It's ego. It's some kind of ego. And I keep coming back to, my mind is coming back to the Moon card, which can often indicate a need for some kind of shadow work. It's like there's so much built up energy and there's a breakthrough that needs to occur, and that breakthrough is in something that someone just hasn't quite broken through. And I think it comes down to action. It comes down to feeling empowered, or just stepping out of the trap. There's so much obsession. There's so much and you also have the High Priestess in reverse on the bottom of the deck. So it's just like this. You're not listening. Listen. Or somebody. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the other person's situation. It could be the other person's situation, but somebody's not fucking listening. There's a disconnect happening. The heart is not in sync. Happiness. I'm gonna start playing oracle cards because I'm feeling very. I feel a little better though, so that's nice. I'm gonna start with the Numerology cards. These are always a good starting point because they're very clear, very concise. This is the Numerology deck by Yasmin Boland. I'll link it below if you're interested. I'll link all the decks below if you're interested. She also has a book called Moonology, which is all about moon manifestation. It's also very fantastic. I will link that below as well if you're interested. All links are affiliate links. I get commission and it costs you no extra money, but I do appreciate it just for the sake of transparency. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I love oracle cards. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Oracle cards are fantastic. You have, the first one that I picked up and read was New Moon Eclipse, and it says expect powerful change. And that's really what it feels like. It feels like there's just this massive amount of energy built up, and it can flip so fast. It's like a New Moon Eclipse. It can be like a portal. It does something entirely new. But you need to, New Moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation, right? Are there even any cups on here? There's the Three of Cups and there's the Nine of Cups. There's Four of Cups. Yeah, you need to approach everything with a sense of love. And there's so much swords energy and kind of wand energy, but I'm feeling mostly swords. There's wands, but I feel a lot of the sword. Oh, did I set my timer? I did. Okay. Let me get my phone off the table. Sorry. I'm feeling the swords energy with just a lot of overthinking happening, right? Tune into your heart and listen to that. You also have nothing is set in stone. And this feels like it's the important card. Like when this one came out, I was like, that's the one that I'm supposed to emphasize. It feels like you feel like, it feels to me like you feel like you're locked in. And that this is just what it is, but it's not. This card is a confirmation. It's the mutable moon card. Nothing is set yet. It says nothing is yet set in stone, which means it could be, but it's not yet. But you require, it's that action you need to take, right? You need to take the action that you, I think, know you need to take. If you would just listen, then you would be able to do that. I actually want to clarify, I'm going to backtrack slightly. I'm going to clarify that a little bit more with, yeah, sorry. Oh, what? I feel like I need to pull a lot of things all at the same time, so. I got temperance. What just happened here? The lovers. Obstacles and challenges. Okay, I know what's happening now. I was debating between that one and this one, and then I was just like, both, but which one first? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Damn. Guys, this is wild. Your reading is wild. What the fuck? Who are you? So, you have three of swords, right? Which is already just statistically crazy. And then you saw, I was like, well, I gotta get, I don't know, both. I have to get both. Right? That happened? Okay, cool. I pulled the same card out of both decks. So these are fucking statistically crazy. So this is the second tarot by John Holland. This is the second tarot for the heart by John Holland. One is relationship specific, one is just psychic tarot cards. I pulled the lovers out. Now, I know that traditionally, or that a lot of people consider the Two of Cups to be kind of the spiritual union card. I don't. I think that's a beautiful card. I think it's a beginning of a relationship kind of card. That doesn't logically make sense to me, nor does I think it track historically or like, whatever. Because the major arcana, the 6, and the major arcana, the lovers card, that to me is all about spiritual union. Like divine union, like masculine, feminine, divine union. And he pulled it in both. Both decks pulled it, which is pretty crazy. You also got patience, or temperance actually. It's just called patience in this deck, but it's a temperance card. And you got the 5 of Wands, obstacles and challenges. It's not easy. It's not an easy move to make. You also have, this is the, what is this? 2 of Pentacles. Find balance. It's like there's a balanced, practical. Temperance is also kind of about balance. It's called patience in this deck, but it's also somewhat about balance. You have to find the balanced way to navigate the obstacles, but there is a divine union at play here in some way or another. Otherwise, I wouldn't have 2 lovers cards on my fucking table. Back to oracle cards. I had to go back. It was like screaming at me to go back and pull them. So, but okay, cool. Now, I don't even. Do I want this one? I don't. What do I want? I feel so scattered. Starseed? We're gonna pull Starseed cards. Do you feel you're a Starseed? This is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, who is a goddess, and I love her. And we got a pile. I guess we'll take a pile. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And that feels needed because this pile feels very stressed out and exhausted. Like there's an underlying current of sleeplessness, like insomnia. So drink some water, take a nap. It's gonna be okay. Interesting. This is gonna be for you to interpret, but it says wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. And I think this is going to come down to kind of that high priestess vibe and the taking action vibe and the moon card. There's this one more little thing you've got to get clicked in before that Wheel of Fortune. Remember I told you, talked about how the Wheel of Fortune is, it's almost time, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune is one more thing has to click before the wheel can be turned over. It's almost time. You also have deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. I think that's what's happening. There's a little bit more healing that has to occur before the union can be had. Called, soul gifts, and training. It's time to step up and trust the timing. That's 2 timing cards plus you have the Wheel of Fortune at play. So, and wasn't there another 10? Yeah, plus you have a 10 here. Yeah, this is very much divinely guided, the whole thing. Trust the timing, trust the wave it came in on. Timing, time is not running out. Do I want a different deck? And then my camera died. Okay. You guys are like exciting bunch. I'm also getting out the unicorn deck. I had switched it out this time for this reading. I decided I only wanted fairies, and the universe has your back, instead of unicorns, because I usually always use unicorns, but I decided not to today. But then I guess you guys need unicorns, and apparently you need animal cards, so we're doing that now. One more, please. Or I guess whatever you want, but preferably not a bunch, please. Thank you. Alright, you have swan, red fox, and horse. The horse feels the most significant. And feel free, I'm not going to go through a whole animal spirit thing. This is why I never use the cards for public readings or things like that, because I feel like when you're reading animal cards, I read them for myself because I think it requires, to really understand animal messages, you have to really read about animal messages. I'm not going to sit here and do that with you guys. There are keywords, however. They are beauty, strategy, and freedom. And I think the horse, which is freedom, swan is beauty, red fox is strategy, horse is freedom. The freedom feels the most significant to me, like that's what's resonating the loudest. And I think that's really just about you being able to create your freedom. I think there's a yearning for freedom in there, and I think you have to go about it strategically. Yeah. Let's get unicorns. I love unicorn cards. Unicorn cards are the greatest. Okay, that's alright, thank you. I'm gonna complain about it. Alright, what do we got here? Receive, be open to receiving goodness, believe you are worthy of abundance, a gift is coming to you soon. Be open. I think my first thought is, like the first intuitive thought I had was back to the red fox, like I saw the red fox, and I feel like you're trying, and then there's the Queen of Swords. What else was it? You got the Strength reverse, and yeah, it's like you have so much intention on strategy and controlling the situation instead of just being open to receive your highest good. And then you have leadership. Step into your leadership. Share your message. Inspire and empower others. Did you have? No, that was part one. Share your message. There is a delivery of love card here, but there's this whole vibe over here we discussed earlier where you feel like you lack the strength, or you feel like you don't have the follow through, or you're lacking the follow through. on account of egoic or fear matters. That's just another card reinforcing the idea that you really need to step into your power. You also have flow, find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release your expectation. That's what I'm talking about. Like, just fucking let go. Chill out. Stop strangle holding your fucking problems. Possibility, raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. You are not trapped and things can be better. To be open though, back to this is why I love unicorn cards. Come back to the receiving part, like be open to the possibility of greatness. And then sanctuary, take time out from the world, spend more time alone and meditate or go on retreat. That can mean whatever it means to you. But we had that, we had the messages earlier about needing to rest, and I already told you it feels like you're just overthinking everything. So spend some time with yourself, with your thoughts, to really make peace with yourself. I'm going to pull just a couple of these and then we're going to be done, okay? Just because I just got this deck and I really, really love it. This is The Universe Has Your Back, and it's... this deck is, in my estimation, it's their messages. They're literally just the whole deck are words. And it's like this clear message to get in from whatever you want to call it. Your higher self, your universe, your guides, your God, whatever works for you. Oh God. Am I taking that one? Is that what you... Okay. One more. Can I just have one more? I don't want... These are so long to read. Just please. Or no more. If you want to give no more, we can do that too. Give it one more go. I feel you in there. Okay, hold on. Okay. You have attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And my immediate thought was back over here with that egoic, there's a part of your mind that is really prohibiting you from having what you need to really move forward and have this deep, amazing, powerful transformation. And it's somewhere in there, right? Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Also tells me to tell you to be compassionate. We had... Did we? My brain is a blur now. Throughout any conflict, you need to be very mindful that anytime anybody is anything other than pleasant, most of the time if someone's being an asshole to you, it's probably because they are in pain. So just be compassionate about that. This is the first one that came out, by the way. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Again, we're back to this idea of you needing to just be fucking open to the possibility that your life can be better and allow it to flow for you, with you. Allow that timing to be woven for the things that need to occur for the next stage to be opened, right? I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. I'm pretty sure we had bring love into the situation. We have all this fear stuff. So there's a real push and pull when it comes to fear and love and the pain and heartbreak in general in your reading. So much just control and like strategy and overthinking and heartbreak and not knowing how. And I'm reminded again that we started with the phrase to finish what you started. Allow for things to be woven, allow for the path to unfold, trust in the timing, be open to receiving, and know that there are better possibilities. There is a possibility for a beautiful divine union in here. I do think that just about everybody watching this, if not everyone watching this is definitely relationship based. If this resonated, please don't forget to hit the like button. subscribe if you want notifications, hit the bell. There are about a bajillion links in the box below. All these decks will be linked below. There's a link to book me for a private reading if you'd like. There's also a link to my private Facebook group where we have like, it's just a cool group of people who are all just supporting each other aggressively. It's awesome. Come join our group. And whatever, there's links. Just, Instagram, Twitter, follow me places. You know how this works. Just do the things, okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful lunar cycle, and thank you for watching. And have a wonderful night. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye. Alright, pile 3, if you picked the dark jasper cube, then this reading is for you. I don't know what it is about the group, but I automatically feel so much softer than I have in the other two groups. I just feel softer. It's nice. Yeah, as soon as I tune in, I just feel it's a really beautiful energy, honestly. Alright, what messages do you need for the upcoming lunar cycle? Okay, alright, I just want to, okay, alright. Gonna get a clarifier real quick before I start, because I'm a little thrown. Okay, it was reversed. My bad. Okay. Alright. Alright. So, what I'm seeing is the first pile, the first row that we have here is the King of Pentacles clarified by the Six of Wands. And this is very much a like victorious, the King of Pentacles energy is very much a abundant, grounded, practical, caring, giving kind of energy. And then Six of Wands is about like victory, returning from battle victorious. And this particular deck, it's exhibited as like a social media influencer kind of thing. Just as a side note, maybe relevant for somebody. Just check my microphone repeatedly. So there's very much this energy of having some kind of victory in terms of real material, practical matters, or obtaining some progress, returning from battle victorious in that area. There is, however, and there's also, actually before I get into that, there's also, you have the Three of Wands clarified by the Six of Pentacles as well. And it's very much this kind of visionary, like, I don't want to say partnership, but it's a very balanced vision of your future that you have, that I think it feels very beautiful and light. There is additionally, you've got the Strength reversed with the Devil, and then you have the King of Wands reversed with the Four of Cups reversed, which is what I wanted to clarify. And when I clarified it, I got the Five of Cups and the Emperor. So there's a little bit of feeling like you lack the strength to overcome some kind of attachment or attachment. Addiction is also, I think, relevant for some of you. And that can mean anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's some kind of hard drug. An addiction can be all kinds of things. I have an addiction to food that I constantly struggle with, right? Addictions can be people, it can be places, situations, it can be whatever. So it can also be, in some instances, for some people, this may be a person. it's weird because there's some kind of lack of feeling like, not that you don't have the strength, feeling like you feel disempowered against some kind of attachment, person, place, or thing. There's also the King of Wands in reverse with the Four of Cups in reverse, which I clarified with the Five of Cups and the Emperor. The Five of Cups is the focusing on your spilled milk kind of card. It's all about like you're looking at all that you've lost, the Three Cups you've lost, and you fail to see the ones you still have. So I think you have a vision, and I think you're making real progress on that right now. But I think you're still kind of hung up on something that you've lost along the way, and you're being asked to just uptake leadership. The Four of Cups, same kind of energy, really, and to have the King of Wands reverse is like the King of Wands is very much the like entrepreneur card. That's how I always think of the King of Wands. He's like this passionate, creative kind of thing, but it's reversed, it's blocked, it's not that. It's not in its best light. And it's because there's a focus on the negative. It's a focus on what you've lost and feeling disempowered to handle it. There is still that victory taking place in regards to your material success and foundation, which is great. But I'm gonna get some of these cards as well. I stacked them poorly to clarify this further. It's weird because it feels like a bittersweet victory. That's what it feels like. It feels like a victory. A bittersweet victory, yeah. Like you also just got, yeah, the Three of Pentacles, which in this deck is called Recognition and Reward. It's like you're being recognized for something, but there's just this weird undertone I have of sadness, like you're not able to celebrate it the way you wanted to because it's something you lost along the way. You also have the Crown Chakra and the Six of Swords, which is, in this deck, it's called Moving On. It's a card about sailing into smoother waters, right? It's about kind of settling after a rocky transition. Maybe that's what that is. It's like you're finally, it's kind of been a rough go, and it's settling out now, and you're having some wins and some victories, but there's just an undertone of kind of a sadness and feeling disempowered to handle your attachments to something. You're being asked to take a moment to rest. You've done a lot, and you're being asked to just take a moment to rest. You also have the Sun card, which is incoming happiness for sure. In this deck it's called Light, and then you also have the Magician, which in this deck is called Awareness, which is, and Heart Chakra on the bottom. There's a lot of love incoming and joy incoming into your life at the present moment, for sure. There's still a little attachment, I think, still sitting behind, and kind of what you left on the battlefield, like what you've had to overcome to get to where you are. There's an undertone of something that was left behind and that you lost along the way. I'm going to pull some more tarot cards. Sun card again. One of the reasons I like to use duplicate tarot decks is because it allows me the possibility of accentuating specific cards. You have the Emperor again. Just heard you're almost home. Okay. Yeah, okay. the Six of Wands again, which is that victorious card. And the Six of Pentacles again. That is a lot of duplicates. Right on, guys. Cool. So you have the Sun card, right? You have a lot of so much incoming happiness and joy for sure. It's being clarified by the Empress in reverse though. And what I'm hearing is that you need to take care of yourself. I don't even know why that's the interpretation, but it's almost like you need to be the Empress energy for yourself. Like you're not in like the feminine's out of balance, regardless of gender. Feminine's out of balance because there's not enough care for yourself, is what I'm hearing. You have the Queen of Cups clarified by the Ten of Wands, Emperor clarified by the Nine of Cups in reverse, Moon reverse clarified by the Eight of Wands. Then we have again the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, which is again, it's about that reciprocation and victory. I'm also hearing to give. I don't usually hear a lot. Like this is not normal. I'm hearing so much more like clairaudience than normal. I mean, it's definitely the way my tuning leans is clairaudience is definitely part of it, but it's not usually this prevalent in a reading. Yeah, I'm hearing give and take care of yourself also. Okay, so yeah, when I keep looking at the Ten of Wands and I keep hearing you're almost home. Like that's what you're almost home. However, there is a your leadership is coming from egoic wounds. That's what I'm hearing. There's some kind of, the way that you're leading right now, you're being asked to assess it. Because something that you're doing is coming out of a wound, one of your ego's wound. Your ego's been wounded in some way. And it's affecting your leadership ability. There is a need to take swift action towards your shadows. There's something that's kind of immediately under the surface that's remained unhealed, I think on account of whatever's been lost along the way. Now, just to be clear, your overall message is absolutely happiness, joy, abundance. You've got 2 Six of Wands, 2 Sun cards, like you've got, you have all these things. You're being asked to rest though, and prepare yourself before this energy continues to build, to take a moment to just take an stock of inventory of yourself and your shadows, and maybe what patterns or wounds have occurred in whatever has led you to this point, or whatever this internal kind of bitterness is about something that you've lost along the way. You need to take some time to go ahead and sit with that and figure out how it's affecting your present ability to move forward with this. All right, okay. Wow. I was just going to throw them all back in. And then I actually took a second to stop and look at what fell out. And it's the fucking Six of Wands again. Six of Wands. That's the third time now. This happened with pile 2, but it was a very different card. But it came out 3 times. You also had the Five of Cups again, which is that focusing on what you've lost instead of what you still have card. So emphasis again on both of those things. You have victory, but it's so bittersweet. You also have the Chariot, which is it literally says triumph on this one. And that one says triumphant success. There's so much success. You're having so much success. Absolutely. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And you're learning a great deal as well. Why am I putting them there? I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. So much success. And a lot of wisdom is being gained. So don't let me... I'm not trying to focus on the negative. I'm just trying to make sure that what needs to best be handled is handled. You also just got the Five of Swords, which in this deck is called Conflict and Defeat. That is coming underneath the Five of Cups, which in this deck is called Emotional Loss. So you've got emotional loss, conflict and defeat. In between triumph. You got triumph, success, loss, triumph. So it's just this like... And I guess this is the next lunar cycle. So this could be... It feels like this is just what's currently occurring. And you're going into the cycle with that bitterness. And success is coming. You also... Every pile has gotten this card, which is crazy to me. This deck is called Patience, but it's Temperance. Just about, I mean, for you, it's about having patience with yourself. And I almost couldn't say self. Why am I, whatever. And, yeah, having balance also is super important. And I think that comes back to that whole need to rest. Oh my god, do you see what was flipped over? It's the Emperor again. That's 3 Emperors. Maybe I need to reread these. Am I doing something wrong? No. It's about leadership. Take leadership. Absolutely take leadership. But that's a coming... okay. You also have the Tower, which in this deck is called Disruption. And then you have... It's called the Universe in this deck, but it's the World. This is the full completion of a cycle. You are about to complete a really, 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 really big cycle. This is a cycle that's been going on for a really, really long time. There's an unexpected... now that I'm getting into it further, I think the emotional loss may not have happened yet for a lot of you. I think that might happen in this lunar cycle. There's so much success and happiness happening. It's so weird. This is the weirdest reading because it's an even split. Like, it's just the most bittersweet thing I've ever seen. It's like your success comes with inherently a loss. It's kind of crazy. That being said, I'm going to start pulling you. The bottom of the deck, for some of you this may be relevant, is Love Begins. This success and loss, it may be, the success may be new love. The loss might be as hard as that to swallow in the process. I don't know. That's, you know your life, so take that how it resonates. I feel inclined to grab these next, which I would normally do last, but you know, we're just flowing with it. These are The Universe Has Your Back. For the record, I'll put links to all the decks that I'm using below. They're all going to be affiliate links, so if you purchase them, it costs you no extra money, but it does give me a commission, and I appreciate it. Just for full disclosure. These cards have messages that, the way I see it is they're just like direct communications from your higher self, universe, whatever you want to believe in, God, angels, guides, whatever works for you. I don't care. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. This is about you. Just, let me just see what else we have here. Yeah, there's a real freedom thing happening here. You have, the universe has my back. My fearless freedom lights up the world. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. This is very much I mean, this is literally the name of the deck. This is very much an affirmation that the progress, the path, the thing that you're doing is absolutely supported. But it's about, I get the impression that perhaps when we started this reading, we had that, having a feeling like you don't have the strength to overcome a specific attachment or a specific addiction, something like that. There's this need for freedom, and it's telling you that you absolutely do have that. You're being honest and truthful and authentic, and just doing what is going to make you the most happy, like that Sun card energy, is what is going to best impact not only your life, but the lives of everyone. It's a ripple effect. I feel so, like, melancholy? No. I don't know. I feel very weird. You're an interesting pile. I feel very... It's a peace, but it's like a peace that has come from exhaustion, if that makes any sense. Luck is on your side, New Moon in Sagittarius. It's like I don't even give a fuck. That's what I feel like. I feel like I don't give a fuck out of sheer exhaustion. It's not like an empowered I don't give a fuck. It's like I don't give a fuck. Have faith in your dreams. Yes. Like this is... You just need to be empowered. Your energy feels very low. I just want to take a nap. Granted, it is kind of late, but I'm a night owl and I can usually hang just fine. I just feel like I don't give a fuck. And I'm kind of just tired. And it's so counterintuitive to how much success and happiness is on the board. That's what keeps confusing me. Like, you have so much success and happiness on this board, and yet I feel like I don't even care about it. Which is weird because, I mean, again, you have that Five of Cups repeatedly. It's like there's an emotional loss along the way that's like dampening and taking away the joy of what you've accomplished almost. It's a time to give rather than take. Hold your vision. Your commitment is being tested. How badly do you want the thing that you want? Like, how committed are you to it? There it is. Don't let pride get in your way. That's what I think. That's what I think it is. That repeated thing about leadership or ego or issues or a loss. There's a pride there. Something has wounded your pride. And your guides, your higher self is saying not to allow your pride to get in the way of what you can do. I lost the sentence there. There was like a clear, and then I just lost it. I don't really know what happened. I'm only gonna get you a couple more. I don't feel like I need to get you too many more. I don't. Maybe it's because I don't give a fuck. I don't really know what's happening. No, I don't want that one. What do I want? I want this. Okay. Need some unicorns. Listen, there's no way I can get unicorns and then not be happy. And plus, freedom was the first one that came out. Yeah, you are on a quest for freedom. That's a hard one. Everything in this fucking veiled illusion is predicated on keeping you enchained. So freedom is a hard one. Alright, and then you also have magic. Make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. And you have dance. Move your body to music. Dance with the rhythm of life. Manifest your dreams through dance. Something tells me that's going to specifically mean something to a few of you. And then you also have goddess. Honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty. Love every part of you. And that's back where we were with the reversed Empress card. When I saw it and my interpretation, the words that I heard was to take care of yourself, right? We have that being reinforced again, which tells me I need to make sure I hit that one more time. Honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, and love every part of you. I think maybe somewhere along the way in your emotional loss, it took a blow to your ego, right? Or you're not really fully loving and taking care of yourself and allowing yourself the freedom that you desire, and you're being asked to try to, first of all, rest. You've done a lot. It's been a journey. Take stock, take inventory of where you are. Make sure your pride's not getting in your way, and try to love yourself. You got so much victory and joy here. It's literally so crazy that I'm not. It's so crazy that I'm not like overfilled with it, and I'm not. I just feel like you've lost so much that the joy feels dull. It's like you lost something that makes the good not taste as good, and I'm really sorry for that. So for some of you, there's an emotional loss coming. For some of you, you're going into the month with an emotional loss. But you're being asked this month to just kind of take a victory lap, for sure. Do that, because you've done a lot, and you're going to get a victory. And if you haven't already, it's coming. But also to take care of yourself. Really spend some time this month taking care of yourself and preparing yourself for all the blessings and magic that's coming from the successes that you either have just had or are about to have. And make sure that you're set up for that. Now, I think I'm going to grab you. What do I want? There's something, there's like this nagging that I'm missing something. I'm going to pull a couple more tarot. I thought I would be done with this reading by now, but there's just like this, I don't even know how to, there's the, it's like right here and it's being like, yeah. Like I missed something. What did I miss? I'm missing something. These cards are so stiff. It's a new deck and it's a very stiff card stock. This is the Field Tarot. It's really beautiful, but it's very stiff cardstock. We have, I guess I'm not reading reversals. We have the Tower again. We have the Seven of Wands, Ten of Swords, Six of Swords again. Okay. So I think for a lot of you, that joy hasn't happened yet. That's what I'm picking up. That's maybe what I'm missing. There's a need for so you have the Tower. This is a collapse, right? This is an unexpected collapse. This is an unexpected blow or a negative event. It's always for good, though. Things crumble so better things can be built. You also have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, the key word on the card is despair, but here's the thing about the Ten of Swords. And I feel a lot of despair. The thing about the Ten of Swords is, tens are always cycles that are completed, and the Ten of Swords is the last blow. You either have just or are about to just receive the final blow. It's the last bit of the pain you have to endure for this cycle. Not for your life, obviously, but for this cycle. You also have the Seven of Wands, which is all about, it looks like it's an unwinnable battle, but it's not. You have the high ground, and this victory is inevitable. It's very much victorious card, which makes sense with all the rest of your cards. Whatever it is that you either have or are about to face is an inevitable win for you. All you have to do is just put up the fight. It's going to be an easy fight. You just don't realize it. And then you have, this is transitioning you. You're transitioning. That's what I'm fucking up. It's a 50-50 split because you're transitioning from this area of despair, from this tower moment, into your victory. I think that's what I'm fucking up. This card says transition. I have never seen that word associated with the Six of... It makes total sense. It's a perfect word for it. But now that I'm seeing that word, that's what I think this is. I think this cycle is you transitioning from that despair. Which is probably why I feel so shitty. Because you don't have that joy yet, but it's coming then. You're being asked to lead, and you have so much incoming joy that it's kind of fantastic. I feel like shit right now, but there's so much victory on this deck. It's crazy. Leave me a comment. I'm specifically interested in your pile, because this is a weird one. And I would like to know how you're interpreting this. If it resonates, don't forget to leave me a like, please. I appreciate that. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't, that's also awesome. I have a bunch of links in the box below. If you're interested in booking a private reading, or you want to join my private Facebook group, which is super cool, and social media, Instagram, Twitter. I'll also link all these decks below. There's just all kinds of stuff down there. Check out the box. I just said there's emojis and links and stuff. I know you guys don't feel super great right now, but you're going to very soon, so just hold there tight. Okay, buddies? That's all I have for you. Have a wonderful evening. Happy new moon, and I'll see you in the next video.